Hi, welcome back or welcome to Temple of Sunshine on YouTube and templeofsunshine.com. Today we are talking about visualization. It's a visualization 101. What is it? How does it work? How to implement it? And what not. So we're going to be getting into that, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks right at the end and how to sort of incorporate that with other items in life, for example your vision board. So if you're interested, please keep watching. Let's get straight into the video. Alright, so what is visualization? Let's just talk about that. If you've read The Secret or you're into Law of Attraction, you probably know that visualization is simply thinking about your desire, usually in the first person, so from your perspective of your eyes rather than the third person, and you think about everything you want to manifest and you just think about it for a specific amount of time, whatever you've set yourself. Sometimes people can visualize for really long times, some can do it for a smaller amount and then end up drifting away, which is me. I have a very busy brain, but either way it is simply to think about your desires in your mind's eye and literally fill it in detail in exactly the way you would like it to manifest. So if that's not clear, let's say you are imagining getting a dream car. How I would go about visualizing your dream car is first of all thinking about what the car is, what does it look like, what's the model, what's the colour, what does the interior feel like, and the best way to sort of visualize having it in your life would be to imagine yourself driving it, imagining your hands on the steering wheel on a route that you do quite often or near your home, somewhere where you'd like to driving about in your beautiful new vehicle that you really want to manifest. And driving a new car is often the example used for visualization because it's the sort of easy one. We know exactly how it feels to drive a car and how it would feel to see the new logo of the car on your steering wheel, or to see the road through the windscreen, to see your hand on the steering wheel. It's quite an easy one to start with. And in fact, if you're new to visualization, I would actually start thinking about maybe visualize, even if you don't want to manifest a new car, just pretending that you are in a car and you're visualizing driving it. So that would be a good activity to start with if you've never visualized before. So literally smell the leather seats or the new car smell, listen to the noises around you. Can you hear your engine? Or is it an electric car? It's completely silent, but you can hear other cars on the road. Or maybe you're driving through beautiful countryside and you can hear birds and sheep and cows, I don't know. So think about all your senses: touch, taste, smell, hearing and seeing. Took me a while. But think about all those things, and essentially we're kind of bleeding into the point of how to visualize, but I would start with that. So let's say you've got a desire. Let's talk about how to visualize your desire. Let's say you have a desire to own your own beauty salon. Let's just, as an example, let's put that out there. I want you to think about all 5 of your senses and what you would be perhaps wearing, or how your day would be like as a beauty salon owner. So if you have time, don't just think about what it's going to be like inside your beauty salon, think about your whole day. When you're visualizing, I truly recommend, and I spoke about this in my vision board video, how to make your vision board work, is that when you're visualizing, make sure you visualize everything around the situation. So for example, if we talk about this beauty salon, when you wake up in the morning, are you going to change into any sort of uniform? Or how are you going to get to this beauty salon? When you go in, think about opening up shop with your key. Like literally think about the mundane things. Don't just think about the day where the business is running and you're doing people's nails or hair or whatever. Don't just think about the basic obvious things of the noise of a hairdryer or scissors or filing someone's nails. Think about everything around it. Think about just how you're going to get to the beauty salon, how it's going to affect your life. Think about, is this going to change your daily schedule? Things like that. So visualization can be sort of spiced up with not just visualizing the immediate situation of, like I said, driving the car, hand on the steering wheel, but also thinking about things around it, like what is the route I'm taking? When I park my car, how do I lock it? Think about every small minute detail, because then it becomes more and more entrenched into your brain. Your brain starts to think it's more and more normal. It seems to be much more of an achievable thing. So I'm going to give you an example of visualization that's quite trivial, but it's got me here today to what I wanted. So I had a really bad iPhone 8, and it wasn't that the iPhone 8 was bad, it was a great phone, but it was damaged in many ways because the camera was, because of my own faults, damaged. And I really wanted an 11 Max Pro, and I was like, how am I going to afford this 1,000 something pound phone? And I knew I could do it, but not comfortably, and I wanted to just find a payment plan that would work for me, but I was too scared to even approach the situation. And I'm going to talk to you about an iPhone because it's a material thing, and it's something that I didn't have a huge amount of resistance over, so it's a good success story. But visualization has worked for me in so many amazing, sort of much more important situations than just an iPhone. But anyway, so I would think about the midnight green iPhone 11 Max Pro, and I'd think about it in my hand, and I'd think about scrolling on it, and I'd think about really mundane things like watching YouTube or going on Instagram on it. I wouldn't always think about how amazing the camera is, which is essentially why I wanted this new phone, or how much how many features would come with it and everything, or the fact that it didn't have a home button. I wouldn't think about all the cool new features, right? I would think about really mundane things like getting really bored and checking the time on it, or using it to look up train times, you know? I would think about really mundane things on it. I would literally visualize what it would feel like to hold it, etc, etc. And I would also feel a sense of calm during that visualization because I've calmly afforded this phone. And in the end, I found an amazing payment plan and a little discount, and this was like over a year now. But what I'm saying is it all manifests when you really start to think about making it as normal as possible in your life. So when I think about the dream home in my life, like not one that I want tomorrow, but in the future, everything I want to work towards to get this dream home, I often think about just driving my car into the driveway, or opening the door and welcoming my loved ones, and cooking in the kitchen. It's mundane things like that. I don't always think of the cool features and interior design. I think about how I'm going to live in that space. So when you visualize, really think about how you're going to live with that situation, whether that's you wanting to be a star on Broadway, or a business owner, or you want to improve your health. Think about what the day-to-day life would be rather than just the situation at hand. So the reason why it works is because your mind, and I'm sure you've heard this before, cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is not in terms of the visions in your head. So if you keep making it out that something is really, really normal and natural to you through the law of attraction, through your thoughts attracting like, you know, like attracts like in the law of attraction, through putting that intention out there, through literally focusing on what you want, you will manifest it, because it will come towards you through thinking about it more and more. So Abraham Hicks suggests that all you need is 17 seconds up to 60 seconds of thought for something to be sort of pushed into manifestation. So they say that if you think about something for 17 seconds and hold that focus on it, then it is already sort of starting to manifest. And they say do up to 60 seconds to really lock it in there. And I really believe that's enough. I don't think you need to visualize for 20 minutes because surely you'll lose focus. And like I said once again in my video about how to make your vision board work, we don't actually have this item yet that we're trying to manifest. So often we don't have that much to visualize until we have more clarity on it. But if you do, then go ahead and visualize for 20 minutes if you can, or 30 minutes, whatever. But really 17 seconds up to 60 seconds is good enough. I like to put a sort of like 2-minute timer on or something if I'm in a rush, or I like to just kick back and relax and try and visualize. And I also visualize in meditations when I can. It has definitely worked for me. It's brought about amazing manifestations, and sometimes it's been exactly like I imagined it in my visualization, and so much so that it makes like the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, like it's just so exact. I want to give you some tips before I go about visualizing. So some tips I have are doing it before bed when you're sort of in that sleepy state. I believe Neville Goddard says that when you visualize in that sort of sleepy, dreamlike state, when you're almost falling asleep, please ignore these chipped nails. It is a lockdown. I can't get into the salon. When you visualize in a sleepy state, essentially you are setting things into your subconscious really easily, because you're kind of in that there's a brainwave state that you're in, and I don't know the science behind it, but you're really locking it into your subconscious. And like I said to you earlier, your brain does not know the difference between real and what's in your mind's eye. So if you can visualize it in your brain, you can have it manifest. And that's a really good time to really lock it into your subconscious. Another thing I sort of really recommend is when you have your vision board all printed out, looking gorgeous, put up on your wall or wherever you have it, on your journal, on your phone, wherever you, like I said, wherever you have it. Look at each little square once a day, and once a day pick out something on your vision board to visualize for 17 seconds to up to a minute. And this is because obviously I follow the Abraham Hicks technique of visualizing for about that time, but it's also nice and quick, and it can be part of a daily routine without taking too long. It'll also help your vision board come true, so that's obviously what you have the vision board for. So I would definitely combine it with your vision board. Another one is sometimes I like to combine it with affirmations whenever I'm affirming something about my future. For example, I try to affirm that I am a successful businesswoman. I tend to think about some sort of visual that makes me feel that way. So throughout my visualizations, I often imagine that I'll have an office where I'll sit there in my work clothes and I'll have my own desk. So from my visualizations, I'll take that little snippet that I am used to in my visualization and pair it to an affirmation. So when I say that I am a successful businesswoman, I immediately light up that little image in my brain to combine it with the affirmation. So I really get into the feeling and the persona of that successful businesswoman. So I imagine myself sort of shoulders back, good posture, at my desk, feeling successful and accomplished and confident. And that really gets me going, and that really supercharges these affirmations to work because I'm getting into the feeling of the affirmation. And we all know that feeling is the secret to manifestation. Finally, to really make these visualizations come true, make sure you are adding feeling. Like I just said, feeling is the secret. Make sure that when you are visualizing whatever you want it to be, whether it's this car, the beauty salon, etc., make sure you are feeling those feelings of what you would have had this manifestation come true. So for me, like I said, with this business idea, it would be relief, it's confidence, and it's excitement and optimism for the future. So I try to channel those feelings when I visualize my business in the future. But let's go back to the beauty salon example. You'd probably feel very accomplished for having your own beauty salon, probably excited for, I don't know, a lunchtime rush that's coming in or whatever, people on the lunch break, and you'd probably, I don't know, be excited to see your regular clients. Or even with the car, you'd be feeling really proud of yourself for being able to afford this car. You'd be feeling really good driving on those smooth wheels. Just think about the feelings you'd be feeling, and that really gets you a long way. Visualization doesn't work without the feeling. That is the key. Anyway guys, so if you found this video useful, please like and subscribe. Send it to a friend or a loved one if you did enjoy it and you think that they could make use of it. Thank you for watching, and until next time, see you then.